Good morning, everyone. This is the presentation of Human Becoming Theory by Dr. Rosemary Pizu Parse, and I am your presenter, Resultay from Group 1. So let's start from her biography and history. Parse graduated of Duske University, Pittsburgh. On the same university, she earned master's and doctorate and became a faculty member. She also became a dean of School of Nursing from Duke University and became a professor and coordinator, Center of Nursing Research, Hunter College, City University of New York from 1983 to 1993. A professor and HF chair from Diola University from 1993 to 2006. She became a consultant and visiting scholar from New York University College of Nursing since 2007. Founder and editor of Nursing Science Quarterly, founder and president of the Institute of Human Becoming and Discovery International Incorporation. She is well known from international for advancing the discipline of nursing through her theory of human becoming. It is indeed that Parse is one of the most influential nursing theory of the 20th century. She conducted qualitative research on hope, joy, sorrow, laughter, respect, and the human experience of health. Her work continues to inspire nurses globally to focus on presence and caring rather than control or fixing. Her background helps us understand why Parse emphasized human dignity and personal meaning in her theory. Her academic and research experiences allowed her to shape a more compassionate and humanistic nursing philosophy, one that honors each person's story and choices. Next slide is the nine assumption, or originally called man living health theory. This assumption formed the philosophical foundation of Parse's model. They view the person as unitary being, always coexisting and co-creating meaning with the universe. First one is the human is coexisting while is constituting rhythmic patterns with the universe. The human is open, freely choosing meaning and situation, bearing responsibility for decision. Human is unitary, continuously co-constituting patterns of relating. Human is transcending, multidimensional with the possible. Becoming is unitary, human living death. Becoming is rhythmically co-constituting the human universe process. Becoming is the human pattern of relating value priorities. Becoming is an intersubjective process of transcending with the possible. Becoming is unitary humans emerging. Under of her theory, there is a three principles. The first principle is meaning. It talks about the structuring meaning from multidimensional is co-creating reality through languaging, valuing, and imaging. Under meaning, the first principle is meaning, right? And under meaning, there is a three part also. The imaging, valuing, and languaging. Imaging, the process of knowing personal realities through awareness, reflection, and experiences. People form meaning by exploring belief, values, and possibilities. Imaging is creating reality. Our reality reflects who we are. Imaging, it talks about how individuals create their personal reality. Each person's image of health or life differs. Valuing, choosing and embracing what is important. It reflects personal belief, values, and priorities. It's basically confirming and then confirming is a paradox. We accept some things and reject others. We tend to accept some things because we value these things, right? And reject some things because we don't usually value this. Kaya, uh, the valuing is nakadepende how the person value someone or something. And lastly is the languaging, expressing meaning through words, silence, and movement. How people language their world, speak, remain silent, or act. We language our understanding of reality as our health. meaning the way we express meaning through words, silence, or body language. It talks about how we express the language. When we say language kasi, it's not only a form of uh, verbal words that we express through our mouth, but it can be a language of silence or language of action. Second principle is the second principle is rhythmicity. It is a co-creating rhythmic patterns of relating is leaving the paradoxical unity of revealing, co-concealing, and enabling, limiting, and connecting, separating. Under of this principle is we have the revealing, concealing, enabling, limiting, and connecting, separating. So, ano nga ba tong mga to? The first one is the revealing, concealing, how people show and hide their thoughts, feelings, or values. Humans reveal and conceal simultaneously in choices and relationship. This is the people share some feelings while hiding others. Di ba nga? May mga thoughts tayo na we tend to show it naturally, and may mga some things din tayo that we tend to hide kasi we're not confident enough to share it. Ay yung sinasabi dito. Next is enabling and limiting. Every choice opens some opportunities while closing others. Doors opening and closing, discovery through choice and consequence. Every choice opens and some opportunity but close others. At may mga things talaga na we are destined to open, and may mga may mga doors din that it meant to close. For example, dito, to sum it up, the nurse respect when a patient chooses to share only parts of their story. Acknowledging the concealment is a part of their rhythm. Diba? May mga kasi, may mga dapat may tayo diba na nirespeto natin yung mga yung privacy ng patient, kung ano lang yung dapat nilang i-share kasi nga they don't have the courage to share it, yung buong story, and that's okay. Ayun yung sinasabi dito. Connecting and separating. People can be together yet distinct to connect and detach from others or ideas. Show its person unique pattern of becoming. This principle, itong buong principle na to, it teach nurses to accept the paradoxes of human life. The patients are both open and private, dependent and independent. Recognizing these rhythms promotes respect and understanding and care. As a future nurses, kailangan nating intindihin yung pagkakaroon ng privacy or pagkakaroon ng limitation ng patient sa pag-share ng kanyang thoughts. Kasi, di ba hindi natin sila pwedeng i-force na mag-open. And that's it. And pag nakuha natin itong principle na to, should I say, we tend to promote respect at magkaroon tayo ng sagradong pag-unawa at pagmamalasakit sa patient natin. Kasi they don't, hindi lang sila nag-suffer physically, but they do suffering mentally. The last principle is the transcendence. This is about moving beyond limitation and growing into new possibilities. Co-transcending with the possible is powering unique ways of originating the process of transforming. We have three also. Powering, originating, and transforming. Powering is the pushing, resisting process that propels people in life, choosing possibilities, facing risks, and moving forward. Second is the originating, creating one's own becoming through unique choices. Paradox of conformity, non-conformity, fitting versus standing out. Transforming, deliberately shifting life patterns toward growth and change. Integrating the unfamiliar with the familiar, discovering new ways of living. Sa powering naman, is the drive to move forward despite the obstacle. Diba? No matter what, kailangan nating mag-move forward. Second is originating. It's the creating unique paths and making personal choices. Sa originating naman, nasa atin na yung path ng tatahakin natin. kung we're going to move forward ba, di ba sa powering, it's the act of pushing to move forward. And originating naman, nasa sayo pa rin kung sinong tao o sinong pagkatao ang gagawin mo. Transforming is integrating the familiar with the new to form new ways of living. Sa transforming naman, you're going to explore. At you're going to familiar with the new things and new ways of living. Example of this is after a life-changing accident, a patient finds new meaning by helping others with similar experiences, demonstrating transformation, di ba? Di ba? From one of the ano old patient, di ba? Life-changing accident, di ba? Di ba siya yung unang na-aksidente, siya yung na-aksidente dati. Ngayon, siya naman yung gumagawa ng way to help others, not only by sending mga gamot, ganun, but also sending an education or motivation para dun sa mga na-aksidente. This is, mostly nangyayari sa mga cancer patient, cancer survivor, ganun. So, yung mga cancer survivor, cancer-free, they tend to give a motivational speech. They preaching motivational uh, words dun sa mga cancer patient in order to move forward. That is powering and originating. They tend to encourage those patient na magpatuloy at piliin yung magandang sila na mag-move forward, that everything is happens for a reason. And transforming is gagawa na sila ng lifestyle nila na ikakabuti nila. Bakit nga ba naging important itong principle na to for Parse? This principle inspires nurses to guide patient through change and uncertainty. Nursing care should help individuals discover hope, resilience, and self-growth. Sabi niya dito, hindi lang tayo tumutulong sa mga hindi natatapos yung pagiging nurses natin sa pagbibigay ng uh, ng mga medicines, ganun, pag-assist ng patient physically sa illness nila, but also, meron din tayong companion to help them to discover who they are, to become the self-actualization who they are, to give them the hope, resilience, and self-growth. Ayan. Next is the 3 practice processes with dimensions. Parse outline how nurses can apply her theory in real settings. First, we have illuminating meaning. We have the imaging, invite stories, pictures, metaphors of the person's reality. Valuing surface what the person is choosing with cherishing. Languaging, listen to words, silences, movements that express meaning. Partially compensatory system, we have the revealing concealing, that what we tackled earlier. We notice what is the shown or yung mga parts that they tend to share, hide sa mga stories nila. Second is enabling limiting, to explore openings, constraint, and created by choices. Third one is connecting, separating. We notice the togetherness and distinctness with people, ideas, and places. Third one is the mobilizing transcendence. This is the powering, originating, and transforming. Next is the 3 core themes. We have the meaning. Meaning is the significance of the experiences as chosen by the person. This is the arises from the messages people shared through words, silence, and movement. It reflects how people give significance to experience and situation. And sa meaning, how you give meaning to your life, 'di ba? Kasi nga sabi, 'di ba? Kasi nga isipin mo as a nurses, dumaan sa matinding karanasan yung patient mo. Hindi mo siya ma-encourage in just one snap to move forward, to give meaning sa buhay niya. You need to encourage them to give them a messages through words, movements, actions. Those gesture is a really big help. It can overcome, mabibigyan mo pa sila ng hope and to avoid fear and to claim their dreams. Meaning indicates what is significant to the person and chosen by the person. Diba? As a nurses, kayang-kaya natin yun ibigay. Because we're not only treating disease, but we also uh, nagiging tayo yung support system ng mga patient. Next is rhythmicity. Refers to the pattern of relating and possibility in daily life. People live unique rhythmic patterns and relationship priorities and experiences. This pattern change as people integrate new ideas, dreams, and values. Familiarity and differences intertwine like threads shaping one's life story. People live unrepeatable patterns for relating with others' ideas and situation. This continuous flow of relationship and experiences. This is the pattern of your life. Itong rhythmicity. Next is the transcendence. It signifies change and possibility. Humans are always becoming more than they are. It involves co-transcending with the possible or moving beyond limits toward new choices. It says that every decision, hope or despair, certainty or uncertainty, it reveals the transcendence in action. Considering our choices from life's possibilities is co-transcending with the possible. It is a postulate guiding the theory like illu- illimitability. It says that humans and the universe are ever expanding without boundaries or limits. Sabi rito, humans have no boundaries or limits, just like universe. Paradox, life holds up apparent opposite, joy, sorrow, freedom, and limitation. Pag sinabing paradox, so this is the opposite. If there is a joy, there is a sorrow. If there is certain, this is uncertain. If there is, and there is a coexisting one rhythm. At isa lang po ang pwede doon. Not pwede nating maranasan. If we experience joy, ayun nga, kasiyahan. Pero, it says that paradox holds apparent opposite. Pag na-experience mo sa joy, there is a sorrow. Pag may, if there is a certainty, there is also a certainty. Freedom. Humans have the power to choose meaning and direction in life. People can choose their path, diba? You have free will to choose who you are, to choose piliin kung sinong magiging ikaw. And the fourth one is the mystery. Life is life and human becoming are infinite and unknowable. Not everything can be fully understood, and that's okay. Some part of our human life is may mga hindi pa tayo natatagpo ang sagot. And that's okay. It's okay not to figure it out things in one sitting. Kasi being a human is not your duty to know everything. But to live on this lifetime is already enough. Fundamentals of living the art. First one is to know, use nursing theories, be available, value the other as human presence, respect differences, own your choices, move to the new untested, connect with others, take pride in self, recognize joy and struggle, appreciate mystery and new discoveries, be competent, rest and begin anew. This is the code of behavior for nurses, reminding them that caring begins with self-awareness, respect, and genuine human connection. Tama nga naman sa sinabi ni Parse. You can't give the respect and genuine human connection kung hindi nagsisimula sa sarili natin to. If we can apply it to ourselves, how can we give to others, diba? Makikita mo na you have self-awareness. Makikita mo na may sensitivity ang isang tao if meron siyang self-awareness. Tandaan nyo na hindi mabibigay ng isang tao ang binibigay niya sa iba kung hindi niya panibigay sa sarili niya. Next is the Parse treat human and universe as inspirable, written as human universe. She refers that meta-paradigm language. We have the present environment, human universe, one unitary irreducible field, Health, human becoming, the visible, invisible becoming, and the quality of life, living quality, the person core, whatness, stuff of life within the living community. Living quality, their core, knowing, Parse, Parse 2013. Fortifying wisdom, choosing ways of being per value priorities, strengthening what matters. Discerning witness, selecting patterns that open limit possibilities while staying anchored in change. Penetrating silence, pondering illimitable possibilities and solemn stillness. Intimacy, the mystery of being. How humans live this out, structuring meaning, configuring rhythms, and co-transcending with the possible constant change while remaining uniquely themselves. The theory of human becoming, applying the meta paradigm. First, we have the person. Person is unitary being, more than just a body or mind. Tandaan natin yan, ha? That person, yung sa patient natin, they are just more than a body, but also a mind. Kasi nga, we're not only taking care of their body, we're also taking their mental health. They co-create their own reality through choices, values, and relationship. Parse see each person as unique, free, and capable of choosing meanings for their life experiences. For application of nurses, nurses respect individuality, listen to personal meaning, and avoid controlling the client's choices. Sabi nga naman, yung patient mo is there, meron siyang free will. May free siya to share, and may kalayaan din siyang i-share kung ano man yung gusto niyang i-share lang, at ano yung mga gusto niyang hindi ibahagi. And as a nurses, if we are aware of this theory of human becoming of Parse, we tend to respect their individuality. We listen to their personal meanings and avoid controlling. Diba? We're not going to control their choices. At the end of the day, si patient pa rin ang masusunod sa mga ganyan mga usapin. Next, we have the environment. The environment is everything the person interacts with people, surroundings, situations, and meanings. It is constantly changing and co-involving with the person. It's for the application of nurses, it creates a supportive, peaceful environment where the patient can freely express themselves and find meaning in their situation. Sabi nga nila, environment is the everything the person interacts. Kung paano nagsusurround yung patient. As a nurses, we need to create environment where the patient can feel na they can express themselves freely. Next, we have the health. Health is not just the absence of disease, right? Just like the other theory, they talk about that health is not only the absence of disease, but it's a process of becoming, living to one's values and meaning. Sabi ni Parse sa health sa theory niya, health is the becoming, living true to one's values and meaning. It's about how a person experiences life, not just physical wellness, diba? It talks about also our experiences in life, not only in physical wellness. For application of nurses, how patients feel and interpret their health, not merely on symptoms or lab result. Yung health nila, hindi lang siya natatapos sa mga simptomas o sa mga lab result na pinapakita ng hospital setting, but it talks about how they see their life, how experience every person, not just only the absence of disease. Fourth one is the nursing. Nursing is a human science and art that helps people find meaning through rhythm and harmony in life experiences. The nurse role is to be truly present. We need to listen deeply and honor the person's choices. For the application, we need to fix. We're not instead fixing on controlling the nurse partners with the patient, respecting their personal journey toward becoming. We need to respect as a nurses, we need to respect their choices, and kailangan pa rin natin ibigay yung freedom that they need. And lastly, the conclusion. Nursing centers on the person's own perspective. And overall, conclusion, this theory defines nursing as a partnership of presence and respect. Diba? nurses is not only treating and assisting to help the patient, but also we are the partnership of presence and respect. It emphasizes the quality of life, human dignity, and the unique meaning of each experiences. It offers a transformative work for care, research, and education, but it less applicable in highly clinical emergency settings. This is Parse's theory empowers nurses to see beyond illness, to view every person as a whole, capable, and free. It differentiates on nursing from medicine by centering on being with rather than doing to. It reminds nurses that true healing involves listening, understanding, and honoring human dignity. And that's it for the theory of human becoming by Parse. That it's not talk about the relationship of nurses and patient through bed care setting, but also giving the respect, understanding, and honoring everyone's dignity from hospital setting. Thank you for listening and have a good day. Have a good day, everyone.
Nurse Micah meets Mika, a student super stressed about duty and OSCE. We'll show three quick parts: meaning, rhythmicity, transcendence, Parle style.
Hi Mika, I'm here to be with you. Super simple question. What most matter today?
Honestly, I just want to get through duty without missing and pass OSCE, please.
When you imagine that, what do you see?
Me doing vitals, smiling a bit, not shaking, and maybe a selfie after.
Thanks Mika. Your goal sounds clear. Finish duty, less shaking, little smile.
That's meaning, imaging, valuing, languaging. The nurse listens and uses Mika's own words.
Okay, real talk. What do you want to share and what do you kinda want to keep?
I pretend I'm fine, but I skip breakfast and comes home. Then I panic.
Girl, I can be neither if you want. I'll zip it. No pressure. Well, choice is outdoors. No breakfast plus scrolling is equal to limit energy. And light snack plus two dry runs is equal to enable scam. Which door fits you today?
The calm door, please.
Who do you want close and who a bit apart for now?
Close sky, GC na maingay. Mute ko muna, naka-D&D ako. I-D&D ko muna para hindi maingay.
That's rhythmicity, revealing, concealing, enabling, limiting, connecting, separating.
What small steps feels doable?
Plan talk, snack to practice, water and bread. Banana plus rockers, 2 OFCE. Dry runs with Kai, drink water, and is 3 slow breath.
Happy, timer ako, low-key lang after we call to the lobby. Nice! Say your reminder, words out loud.
Snack, practice, water, bread, and I got this.
Okay, I'll see you after duty. We'll listen to what changed, if it became better, same or different, all valid.
That's transcendence, powering, originating, transforming. They found meaning, match rhythms, and choose a new possibility. This is human becoming nurse as true presence.
Good day, everyone. Today, I'll be reporting about Betty Neumann and her systems model, one of the major theories in nursing. Betty Neumann was born in 1924 near Lowell, Ohio. She finished her RN diploma in 1947 at the People's Hospital School of Nursing in Ohio. Later on, she worked as a hospital, school, and industrial nurse and also as a clinical instructor in different areas like med-surg, critical care, and communicable diseases. She continued studying at UCLA, where she focused on psychology and public health. She earned several degrees including a BSN, Masters in Mental Health or Public Health Consultation, and a doctorate in clinical psychology. Because of her contributions, she received an honorary doctorate from Grand Valley State University in 1998. While teaching community mental health at UCLA, Neumann started to notice that patients experience many types of stress: physical, emotional, and social. And this inspired her to create a holistic and prevention-focused model that helps nurses understand the person as a whole system, not just a disease or illness. At first, she called it the model for teaching total person approach to patient problems in the early 1970s. And later on, it became the well-known Neumann Systems model, which is now used around the world in nursing education and clinical practice. Betty Neumann was recognized as a pioneer in community mental health nursing and became an honorary member of the American Academy of Nursing. She spent much of her career teaching, writing, and sharing her model internationally. Neumann's theory didn't come out of nowhere. She combined ideas from psychology, sociology, and health sciences. She was inspired by these theories. By Hansel's stress theory that states stress is a non-specific response of the body to any demand. It requires adaptation and readjustment. In Hansel's stress theory, stress is the body's general reaction to any demand or change. The second one is Ludwig von Bertalanffy's general systems theory that states humans are open systems that constantly interact with and adapt to their environment. So, sabi ni Bertalanffy, humans are open systems that interact with their environment. The third one is Kurt Lewin's field theory that states behavior occurs within a field of forces. People respond to the total situation, not isolated parts. Sabi ni Kurt Lewin, behavior is influenced by internal and external forces. Next is Gerald Kaplan's levels of prevention. It introduces primary, secondary, tertiary prevention as ways to manage stress and maintain stability. Another theory is Gestalt theory that describes homeostasis and adjustment as dynamic process balancing needs and conditions. And the last one is philosophy of Desjardins and Marx. Emphasizes wholeness of life and the interconnectedness of all parts in human systems. So Neumann Systems model is a dynamic, open system model that views individuals, families, or groups as wholes in constant interaction with their environment. It focuses on stress and the client's response, aiming to maintain stability through prevention as intervention. So the main idea of Neumann system model is that they see a person as a whole system that is made up of different parts: physical, emotional, social, developmental, and spiritual. This system constantly interacts with the environment, which can bring both stressors and support. So when stressors enter, they can affect the person's stability or balance. The nurse's role is to help the client maintain balance and prevent illness through different levels of prevention. So, in short, the goal of the model is to help the person stay stable and well despite the stressors. In major concepts, we have holistic approach. It considers all dimensions: physiological, psychological, sociocultural, developmental, and spiritual. Neumann looks at the whole person: the body, the mind, social relationships, growth, and spiritually. So the second one is open system. It is a continuous exchange of energy, matter, and information with the environment. So the patient is open to exchange energy, matter, and information with the environment. For example, what happens at home or work can affect the health of the person. So the fourth one is process or function of process. The process in Neumann's model describes how the system operates, on how a person as an open system receives input, reacts, and adapts to stressors from the environment. Input and output. It is the exchange of matter and energy between client and environment. Input is what enters the systems, like stress or energy, and output is the response, like health behavior or illness. So the next one is feedback, information that helps adjust or stabilize the system. This helps the system know if it needs to adjust, like when the body feels pain or fatigue. So the fifth one is negentropy, energy conservation leading to organization and wellness. Negentropy means using energy efficiently to stay well. The next one is stability. It is the balance of energy exchanges without disrupting system function. So stability means maintaining balance even when there are changes. So the next one is environment. It is the internal and external forces that influence the client system. Created environment. Client symbolic expression for safety and system stability. So in environment, it includes everything around the person, the physical, social, and emotional surroundings. While in created environment, it is the person's own way of making their environment feel safe, like organizing their space or using faith to feel secure. So the next is client system. Neumann described the client system as made of 5 variables: physiological, which is the body and physical functions; psychological, the mind, emotions, and coping; developmental, the growth and life changes; and socio-cultural, the relationships and culture; and spiritual, faith and values. So this model uses the image of concentric circles like layers of protection, and this includes the basic structure, lines of resistance, normal line of defense, and flexible line of defense. These 5 parts are always connected and influence each other. Next is health and illness continuum. Neumann sees health as a range from wellness or energy instability to illness, energy depletion, and imbalance. When all system parts are in harmony, the person is healthy. When stressors break the defenses, illness happens. Degree of reaction. It is the level of system instability when stressors invade defenses. Prevention as intervention. Nursing actions to maintain or restore stability. Prevention is the main nursing goal in Neumann's model. There are 3 levels: the primary, the secondary, and tertiary prevention. Under personal variables is physiological variable. It is the body structure and function. For example, regular exercise improves circulation and energy. The next is psychological variable. It is the mental and emotional processes. For example, using relaxation techniques or positive thinking to manage stress. The third one is developmental variable. It is the life stages adjustments. In empty nest syndrome, parents adjusting after children leave home is an example. For sandwich generation, adults balancing care for children and aging parents. Socio-cultural variable. It is the influence of culture, relationships, and social expectations. One of example of this is receiving emotional support from family and friends during recovery, and cultural beliefs influencing how a person accepts medical treatment. Next is spiritual variable. Spiritual variable includes praying, meditating, or attending religious services for comfort and hope. So as I've said kanina, this model uses the image of concentric circles. So we have central core or the basic structure. It is the core of survival factors such as energy, strength, and genetics. Next is flexible line of defense. It is the first layer, the outer protective buffer. It protects the body temporarily from stressors like immune system or coping. Next is normal line of defense. It is the person's usual level of health and wellness. And lastly, we have line of resistance. It is the inner defenses that help the body fight when stressors invade. Next, we have reconstitution. It is the return to stability after stress or treatment. Sometimes, the client may return to the same level of wellness or even a higher one. Stressors. It is the forces that cause tension and imbalance. It includes intrapersonal or emotions and illness, interpersonal conflicts on relationships, and extrapersonal the job and finances. So, when stressors break the defenses, as we've said earlier, illness happens. Next, we have prevention. Prevention is the main nursing goal in Neumann's model. There are 3 levels: the primary, secondary, and tertiary. In primary, these are the actions to prevent stress before it happens, like health teaching, vaccination, or stress management. In secondary prevention, these are the treatment after symptoms appear, like giving medicine or counseling. In tertiary prevention, these are the rehabilitation and helping the client return to wellness after treatment. For this slide, it is the summary of client system and its concentric circles. In this slide, we can see the 4 meta paradigms of nursing in the Neumann system model. The person or the client as an open system that interacts with both internal and external environments, and each person is unique and capable of adapting to stress. The environment that includes all factors around the person, the internal like thoughts and emotions, external like the people and surroundings, and created environment like the person's perception of safety. And nursing helps maintain system stability. Nurses strengthen defense lines, reduce stressors, and promote wellness through all levels of prevention. And lastly, health, where it is the state of balance and harmony among all system parts. It changes continuously from wellness to illness. So in summary, Betty Neumann's system model gives a complete and organized way to view patients. It reminds us that people are more than their illnesses. They are dynamic systems affected by their mind, body, and environment. And as nurses, our role is to identify stressors, protect and strengthen the client's defenses, and help them regain balance through primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention. Betty Neumann herself said, "The model is timeless, dynamic, systematic, and vital for developing autonomous nursing practice."
In this story, we apply Betty Neumann's system model. The model shows how a person like Isha acts as an open system affected by stressors from school, relationship, and the environment. The nurse Kim will help her regain balance using prevention interventions.
Hey Aisha, you look exhausted. Are you okay?
Not really. Exam, project, group homework, everything just too much and I cannot handle it anymore.
You've been skipping meals lately and sleep late. That's not good for your health.
Hi everyone. I noticed that Isha looks stressed. Mind if I sit with you?
Sure, sure, and sure.
Isha, tell me what's overwhelming you lately?
Everything. School, pressure from home, and trying to keep up my pace.
I see. These are what we call stressors. They affect your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Let's see if we can strengthen your defense lines before it goes worse.
The nurse now helps Isha manage her reaction to stress by identifying coping mechanisms and offering interventions to prevent further breakdown.
Isha, let's find ways to handle stress better. Have you tried taking breaths, deep breathing, or talking to someone?
Not really. I just keep pushing until I push.
That's what we'll work on it. Try scheduling rest periods, eating on time, and balancing. We can study together. That way, we're not alone.
Yeah, and we remind you to eat and rest properly.
After some time, Isha learned to manage her stress. The nurse continues to support her to maintain wellness and prevent relapse.
How are you feeling now, Isha?
Better. Me too. I still get tired but I've learned to slow down and take care of myself.
That's great to hear. You rebuilt your stability, your system is balanced again. Remember, maintaining your wellness is an ongoing process.
In Berry's Neumann system model, the person is like a system with many parts mind, body, and spirit all connected. When stressors invade, nurses help strengthen the lines of defense through prevention and support. With care, understanding, and teamwork, balance and wellness can be achieved. Everyone faces stress, but with awareness, prevention, and support, we can protect our well being, just like Newman's model teaches.